Hey Libra, welcome to my channel. My cat really wants to be in your reading this morning, or whenever you find this reading. This is magic. Okay Libra, this is going to be a love check-in for you, an energy check-in. Present moment, what's coming towards you in this month of love. Valentine's Day coming up soon. Okay. It doesn't always have to be a romantic relationship, Libra. The energy of love can be everywhere. So the reading is going to cover love in all forms. So this could be family relationships, this could be friendships, this could be colleagues that you are close to, anyone that you have a relationship with that carries the energy of love. So don't look at it only from a romantic perspective. The strongest messages will always come through. And if it doesn't resonate for you, Libra, don't make it fit. Don't make it your story. Okay, Spirit, please and thank you for the Libra collective, strong placements in the energy of love. What messages of guidance do you have for Libra? Messages of guidance. Only the energy of love is welcome here. All negative energy must leave my space now. Inviting in divine light into this reading. This field is sovereign. All non-consensual access is now purged and sealed. Okay. Magic. How am I supposed to do this reading? Okay. Please and thank you. Woo. Anxiety. Sleepless nights, worry. Some sorrow here, Libra. Let's see what else is going on. You could be worried about a relationship. Queen of Wands, card of Aries. This could have to do with an Aries, which is your opposite sign. Fire energy. Someone that's very charming, very magnetic. Let's just see what else comes through, Libra. Could be a matriarchal figure as well. And look at that black cat in her reading. Maybe that's why Magic wanted to be in your reading today. But it is a very charming, very creative energy. Someone that is in control of their space, agency. Someone who's able to manifest effortlessly by their movement, by their thinking. Just someone who's comfortable in their own energy is what I'm feeling. But let's see why this anxiety. Spirit, why this anxiety for Libra? Queen of Cups. There's two queens here now. Maybe that's the anxiety. Maybe this is a third party situation. Maybe there are two energies or three energies involved in this. Queen of Cups is a card of Cancer. It's about emotional stability, nurturing, family, home. I was getting an energy of family, Libra, in the shuffle. I was getting an energy of something in the family space. Something that is requiring you to focus more on the family space. or to, shift your energy of giving and of love towards the family space right now. For some of you, it could be that your family is needing you right now. There could be two um, matriarchal figures involved, two sisters as well. It's coming through here. Moving away, so traveling. Six of Swords. There's been some sort of conflict here or chaos. Mental conflict. It could be conflict between family members, could be conflict with your person. And it's moving towards calmer waters now. Maybe there's a choice that you're needing to make here, Libra. And no judgment. I mean, this could be a third party situation. We don't always have control over the energy that comes into our space, but we have control of how to choose and how to move forward. But there's some mental overthinking happening here about the situation, about this choice, I think, and you're wanting to move to calmer waters. I think you're tired of the anxiety that the situation is bringing. You're tired of the energy that the situation is bringing. It's making you feel a little bit heavy and chaotic, like just in shambles and not in control of your emotions, not entirely in control of your thoughts as well. And you are wanting to move away from this. What else for Libra? Spirit, please and thank you. What is going on here? King of Wands. So 2 queens and a king. Leo. Card of Leo. You could be dealing with the Leo. We've got Leo, Cancer, and Aries on the table right now. This is about strength, conviction, confidence, standing in your worth. Again, with 1 king and 2 queens here, and this is a masculine energy, doesn't have to be a male embodiment. Masculine energy and 2 feminine energies here. I think you are mustering up the strength and the courage to make a decision about a situation here, Libra. And it's calling for strength and courage, and it's calling for alignment. It's asking you, which of these situations is more aligned with who you are, feeds your sense of identity or self-confidence, not feeds it, but aligns with your sense of identity, and is peaceful for your nervous system, for your sense of worth and self-confidence. This is stumping me a little bit today, Libra. Let's just see what else comes through here. What else for the sign of Libra, please and thank you. The Tower moment. Okay, so something has shifted here. Something, major arcana, card of Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. You could also have strong Scorpio placements, being Libra, next to Scorpio in the wheel or the zodiac wheel. Chances are that you could have strong Scorpio placements, but what this card is, it reminds me of Pluto energy. Pluto is a planet that rules over Scorpio, and Pluto is about sudden change. It moves like lightning. It is the planet of transformation, deep transformation. It feels like something is unraveling in your world right now. And it can be, a shake-up. It's a wake-up call, but it is the undoing, the destruction or the uncreation of anything that is not stable and is not sustainable. And if this is a third-party situation, where there are 3 people involved, there is definitely a situation that cannot be sustained for a very long time. Either one of the 3 energies is going to crack. And this is giving the opportunity for healing. This is when the universe comes in, when we are unable to make a decision, and the cosmos, a higher power source comes in to realign us and to remind us that we are not in alignment, or that we are not standing on solid ground, and that there's something that needs to be rebuilt here. There's something that needs to be reset in order to move forward. At the bottom of this deck, Libra, is Capricorn, Major Arcana, card of Capricorn, the Devil, which is about the energy of guilt, of shame, energies of insecurity, of jealousy, of envy. It can range from that to low-level addiction, to serious addiction, distraction, the feeling of entrapment, or the feeling of lust as well, being lured into something, temptation. That's the energy at the bottom of the deck. So it's like the underlying energy that is probably what needs to be reset here. This release from this entrapment, this moving away from whatever energy is causing you anxiety, Libra, because I do think that whatever the situation is, it is causing a lot of anxiety in your space and a lot of overthinking. And it definitely cannot be sustained. You are feeling the heaviness. You are feeling the mental conflict and the sense of self-sabotage, because the 5 of Swords is an energy of self-sabotage as well. Wow, look at that ray of sun in your reading right now. That sunbeam. Wow. The 5 of Swords is an energy of self-sabotage, and we can behave in ways or choose in ways that sometimes are at the detriment to our own psyche, to our energy, to our emotional well-being, our mental well-being. And it's not that it's a judgment, Libra. I mean, we are human. We make certain choices, and we can go with the energy of love sometimes and not always think about what the consequences may be, but you are realizing that it's affecting your sense of self-worth. It's affecting your mental capacity, your mental stability as well. You are feeling imbalanced. And you're wanting to move towards calmer waters, and you can feel that something's about to give here. Wow, that is so beautiful. I'm just worried that magic is going to scratch me if these cards get in his way. What else for Libra, please and thank you? What is coming towards Libra for love? What are the next steps? What's the outcome of the situation? Spirit, please and thank you. What is the outcome of this situation? What is the potential outcome? Potential outcome, because we all have free will. We can always choose differently. Potential outcome and guidance for Libra, please and thank you. And as I'm saying this, the recycling truck just came past to pick up the recycling Monday morning routine, and it reminded me of this energy. Whatever happens in a reading is usually supporting or giving me guidance and signs as to what's going on in the energy. There's a recycling happening here. Something's being cleared out, and the the Capricorn energy, the Devil card keeps showing up here, so it definitely feels like a situation you might be feeling trapped in, Libra. And if you are the third person, if this resonates for you, because I do feel like there's three energies here. If you are that third person that feels like an option, that feels like a second choice, that feels like you're only, in the picture when you are needed, or when the other person is available physically or emotionally, that's not a good situation to be in. I mean, eventually, you can give in and you can settle. But at some point in time, it's about choosing you. It's about choosing the whole picture and the whole sense of love that you deserve and that you want, Libra. And you want balance. Balance is what you want and need. Okay. The moon. Something being revealed here. So you could be dealing with the Cancer. There's two cards of Cancer here now. Major Arcana, it's about the subconscious. It's about what is being hidden, what, is not illuminated by the light of day, and what is lurking beneath the surface, or not lurking, but what is sitting beneath the surface, what is cooking beneath the surface, what is why did I hear germinating? It's almost as if there are emotions here that are about to be revealed, or that are about to spill over, so that the truth can be uncovered. And this could be your own emotions as well, Libra, recognizing and acknowledging that there's a subconscious reason why you might be choosing the situation. There's a subconscious reason for being here, but you know that it's no longer stable and it's not something you want to continue to be a part of, is my feeling. There's a sense of wanting to move away. The moon is also, very much about nurturing and about caring. It's a feminine energy. It's about receiving. So if you have been overgiving in a situation, it's about balancing that out with the energy of receiving, and the importance of being open to receive as much as you give, Libra, and not leak your energy into situations that are not reciprocating your efforts, reciprocating your emotional availability. This could be your person as well, whoever you are dealing with. If you are dealing with someone, cross watchers for the cross watchers. Yeah, I definitely feel like this could be, there's a third energy. Wow, repeating message. Major Arcana again, the Tower. Something is definitely coming to an end here, forcefully. I mean, there is no other choice but for the situation to unravel, but for it to be, destroyed in a good way. It can feel overwhelming, and it can feel like a shock to the system when a moment like this does happen. This could also just be a mental wake-up call, Libra, that's quite shocking for you, where you have a sudden realization that the way that you have been in a situation, or that a situation that you're in is not serving you, and it has no foundation, it has no stability, it has no groundedness, it's not built on a solid foundation. Maybe, there's emotional unavailability on both sides, maybe there's physical unavailability on both sides, and it's an energy that cannot be sustained, because in relationship and in love there has to be a constant energy exchange, back and forth between two people, between two energies. And if that is not happening, there's a break in that loop, there's a break in the cycle, there's a break in the natural order and pattern of things. And whenever there's a break in the natural order and pattern of things in nature, in the universe, something has to come in to shake, to destroy, to uncreate, so that balance can be restored again, so that new creation can start again. It's like, a miscarriage. I know they're just showing me this analogy right now, and I've had 2 miscarriages. So I, sort of understand why they are showing this to me. It's when the embryo, the zygote, doesn't have everything it needs in order to develop into a healthy human being, the body recognizes that there's something wrong, there's something not balanced, there's something not whole, there's something that is, it doesn't balance the equation. Something doesn't make sense, something doesn't fit, and so the body naturally will dispel that which is not balanced. And that's when a miscarriage will happen, because the zygote and the embryo need certain conditions and need certain parameters, certain elements, certain, whatever a zygote needs to be able to, for that growth to take place, for that development to take place. And if it's not there, it's not sustainable. It needs to be released. And it is a blessing in disguise, Libra. At the time, it doesn't feel that way, but it is nature's way of coming in to shake up what doesn't belong in your space. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. There's definitely card of Scorpio, and it's a 7 energy as well. So it's almost like the end of a cycle. 7, another 7. So there could be a little bit of defensiveness about this, Libra, or maybe a little bit of denial about the situation, protecting your heart space here, protecting your emotions. But these are unseen enemies. It could be in your mind. You may be feeling like the world is against you, or your person is against you, or whoever's involved in the situation. But it is a mental feeling, Libra. It's not necessarily the reality of the situation. And you are feeling a little bit triggered here. Triggered and guarded, and wanting and needing to protect your energy because of that. This could be your person as well. Yeah, reciprocation. You need balance. This is about compromise and balance. Not compromise in a bad way where you're self-sacrificing, but it's not about begging. It's not about being okay with breadcrumbs either. That typical saying about relationships. This is about knowing your worth and knowing what you are worthy enough to receive. Balance. And he's holding the scales, which that is your symbolism, Libra. 6 is about balance. You can't be waiting, and look, there's third party energy here. You can't be waiting for someone's physical availability, emotional availability, and begging, almost like in a begging situation where, you will just be available when this person is ready to engage with you. No, you are worth so much more than that. And you are recognizing this, Libra. This could also be you, controlling a third-party situation. So take it how it resonates, Libra. But this is definitely not a sustainable energy. It feels as though, it's got this vibe of someone who is controlling, someone who, can be a little bit manipulative as well, because that's also the King of Wands energy, can be a little bit controlling and a little bit manipulative. Someone who uses emotional blackmail or material blackmail, financial blackmail to control a situation. Especially if, they are supporting financially. They use that to their advantage to keep people stuck or in control, and that's the devil energy. That's the entrapment energy. Using blackmail, using money to control a situation. That's just the energy I just felt right now, Libra. And that's why the universe, your guides, your ancestors, source, whoever that you are praying to, is protecting you. This is a form of protection. Rejection is God's protection. This destruction is God's protection, source's protection, because it's not sustainable. Anything else for Libra? Yeah, 5 of Swords, self-sabotage, mental conflict, a lot of conflict here. People envious, wanting to win out at all costs, harsh words exchanged. It's definitely not an energy you want to be in, and I sensed it with the 6 of Swords, because you are moving away. You want to move away from this. 5 of Swords to the 6 of Swords, that's a progression. Moving to calmer waters. You no longer are staying in this energy. There could be a back and forth, bickering, and that could also be the controlling energy, the emotional blackmail with words, with messages. The bottom of the deck, heartbreak. Only jumpers, please. Choice. This is about choice. The Lovers is not always about a romantic connection or soulmates. And in the context of this reading, I'm seeing it as you aligning with your higher self. This being your higher self, Libra, the masculine and the feminine version or energies within you, about balancing that out again. And Spirit is overseeing this. Major Arcana, card of Gemini. You could be dealing with a Gemini, but it's a freeing energy. It's an energy where you start recognizing that there isn't balance, and a decision needs to be made, a choice needs to be made, and it's being in alignment with your higher self. If this is a relationship, you are understanding that, to sustain a loving, healthy, grounded relationship, both parties need to be available on all levels, and not just on one person's terms here. At the bottom of the deck, the feeling of being rejected or abandoned, left out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles, not getting an equal share of what is physically available. Feeling orphaned, feeling ghosted here. What's the overall energy, please? And thank you, Spirit. Last card of advice for Libra, overall energy. I just saw the Strength card. Yeah. This Libra, the sense of being burdened, the sense of carrying something, energetically carrying a situation, the sense of unfairness. It feels like you've been energetically and spiritually carrying a situation, and this energy can't be sustained. At some point, he is going to lose control of that grip. I just felt sweaty hands, when you're carrying something, your shoulders, your arms can't carry that forever. Your hands get sweaty. It's like at some point you have to drop them down. And that's what happens to our energy as well. When we are carrying someone, carrying a situation energetically, we become out of balance because nothing is feeding us again. There's nothing replenishing the energy that is going out. So there's a sense of feeling drained. There's a sense of feeling this unfairness. And for you, Libra, that's a big energy to feel because your energy is about fairness. It's about accountability. It's about justice. It's about balance. And you can't continue to balance this anymore. Okay, Libra, I hope this helped. I'm sending you so much love in this situation. If it resonated, you've got this. You have the strength to make choices, to have agency for your own well-being, for your own emotional well-being. It's about you. It's not about anybody else in the situation. You deserve love. You deserve a whole love. You deserve a balanced love, a reciprocal love, Libra, and something that is fair. So sending you so much love if this resonated, and until next time.